Awete omnes, welcome to Latin Tech, Technology Tools for Latin Teachers, presented by Maureen Lamb. Today we'll be going over Google Documents, online documents for sharing and saving work online. How to use Google Documents. You can use it for posting assignments and linking them to a Google Calendar, which I'll do in another presentation, reference worksheets for students, collaborative assignments for students, and a way for students to more easily share their assignments with you and the class. How to post assignments with Google Documents. So create a document that you share with the students, but do not give them editing privileges. I'll show you how to do this in a minute. You post or paste your syllabus, and for homework reminders, you can post assignment to a shared Google document, Google Calendar, but we're not going to do that in this session. Here is a sample syllabus. You click Share and you enter in the emails of your students in order to share it. You do not give them can edit privileges, you just say they can read it when you're given options. This is a sample syllabus that I would post online. For example, I give the day of the week, T, the date, September 29th. I give what the title for what we're doing that day, what we're doing in class, and the homework. When I post this on the calendar, I give them the homework on the day it's due. And this has worked out pretty well. I'm able to save it with it. The students can access this at all times, and it's shared with their email. Another way I use Google Documents is for collaborative assignments with collaborative translations. To do this, I copy and paste the Latin text from a source, for example, Perseus, the Latin Library, Dickinson College Commentaries, etc., or I actually type out that Latin text. Then I double space the text and space out the sections. I assign each student a part of the text to translate using their books or other tools to help. I tend to color code so each student knows what color they're supposed to translate. Then I have students write comments on each other's work, so other sections that they didn't translate, and they can ask questions also using comments on other people's translations. So here is a sample document. I have posted the lines in Latin from the Aeneid. I have bolded the lines. I've given them different colors and split it up into sections. Then I've translated underneath, and all you have to do is highlight the word and press comment to create a comment. And so I'll comment on different parts of the grammar and the vocabulary. I also comment on mythology, references, and different cultural things and figures of speech. Each student is required to do at least 3 comments, and they should add up to about 50 words. They're not allowed to comment on their own passage. So I have some examples of questions that students may ask, different grammar things students might see within the text, and different things they might want to point out to their fellow students to aid them in translation. Here are some other collaborative assignments you can use with Google Documents. Students can share essays for student editing. I use it for peer editing, and they can make comments when they want to change something within each other's documents. Often when I assign a passage, I will put the essential questions that I deem most relevant at the top so that students will think about them for potential essay questions. The essential questions, essay rubric, and point system for grading translations are a permanent document that I share with my students. Again, I give my students reading privileges for these, not editing privileges. Other things I've done with Google Documents are students answer questions or prompts that I put directly on the document, such as responding to essential questions, and respond to each other's responses using comments. So it's almost like creating some sort of blog post and having students comment on it, but in a private Google document. I have students also correct another translation. So I'll do exactly what I did, but I'll write in a translation that I got from Perseus, it's a Fagles translation or something else, and they can grade that translation using the AP 15-point scale of the chunking. And I could either write it out for them and they can grade the chunks, or they can give me the chunks that they are grading. And so I found that's a really fun activity because then they can say, oh, that person graded it wrong, and it's kind of fun for them. So that's it about Google Documents. If you have questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to contact me. I've given you the link to my YouTube channel here. I have another presentation about Kahoot, and I have a couple forthcoming. I have my Twitter handle there, my email, and a link to this presentation, a Google link down there. Some upcoming presentations I'm planning on giving are using Gmail for class lists and for class, using a Google Calendar, how to put on assignments, meeting times, etc., using Google Hangout when you're doing extra help or maybe you can't be in class, using Google Forms and Flubberoo for different grading of assignments, and using Google Drawing. Thank you so much. Goodbye.